Turn now to the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. It entered its second week of testimony today, and we want to give a warning for our viewers. This story may contain accounts and descriptions, visual content, or actual alleged events that some people may find disturbing, so keep that in mind.
What truly happens when the gilded doors of a music mogul's empire are pried open in the stark reality of a courtroom? And can the stories, whispered for years and now spoken under oath, withstand the relentless fire of cross-examination? The stakes couldn't be higher as reputations hang precariously in the balance, and the world watches, wondering if an icon's carefully constructed image will crumble under the weight of explosive testimonies. The storm had been gathering for some time, but now it was breaking with full force. A tense courtroom became the stage for voices from the past, ready to recount experiences from within Sean Combs' orbit. Among the first to take the stand was Dawn Richard, a name familiar from her time with Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money. Her presence alone hinted at long-held secrets, but what she revealed was just the beginning of a deeply troubling narrative, one that painted a disturbing picture of life behind the velvet rope. Dawn Richard's account was nothing short of damning.
We tell you that former Danity Kane member Dawn Richard returned to the witness stand today. She told the jury she witnessed Combs attack his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, on several occasions. She witnessed it, she said. The defense attorney for Combs suggested that Richard only agreed to testify against Combs because he allegedly ruined her music career by dismantling that music group.
She described with chilling detail, allegedly, witnessing Combs drag her and kick her and punch her in the mouth, referring to Cassie Ventura. The violence, she claimed, would erupt when Cassie dared to speak up for herself. Richard also spoke of a pervasive atmosphere of fear, recounting a moment where Combs allegedly warned her he could make people go missing. When pressed on what she believed that meant, Richard stated starkly that he would kill people. This assertion hung heavy in the air, though observers noted it could be interpreted as hyperbole, a terrifying threat not necessarily indicative of actual disappearances, as no testimony to that effect had yet surfaced. Beyond the alleged intimidation, Richard testified to Combs' frequent use of substances supplied by a figure known as One Stop, ketamine, cocaine, Molly, weed, allegedly carried worldwide in a Louis Vuitton toiletry bag. Her words painted a grim picture, but the defense was ready to challenge every brushstroke. The defense, spearheaded by the sharp Nicole Westmoreland, immediately launched an offensive to dismantle Dawn Richard's credibility. Westmoreland meticulously picked at alleged inconsistencies. Richard claimed she saw Diddy pay One Stop for drugs, yet on cross-examination, it was revealed she'd previously told the government she never saw such a payment, a discrepancy Richard attributed to not recalling her earlier statement. The defense also zeroed in on the gun allegations. Richard saw Combs with handguns, yes, but did she ever see him brandish one or fire it? No, she conceded. These details became crucial as the defense chipped away at the foundations of a potential racketeering narrative. Furthermore, while Richard and others testified to an imbalanced power dynamic, the defense seemed poised to argue that these individuals also derived significant career and financial benefits from their association with Combs, complicating any portrayal of them as simply trapped victims without options. This emerging challenge to the prosecution's case, particularly the formidable racketeering charge, became a significant point of discussion. Observers began to question if the prosecution was overreaching. Racketeering, typically associated with organized crime syndicates, felt to some like a heavy charge for an individual, even when accused of Diddy's alleged transgressions, braggadocio, threats, and potentially illegal drug and domestic violence activities. The concern voiced was that if the jury perceived the racketeering charge as an attempt to simply get Diddy, it could taint their view of other, perhaps more straightforward, accusations. The links between the testimonies heard so far and a cohesive criminal enterprise seemed at this stage tenuous to many following the trial. As if to underscore this point, more evidence of alleged domestic violence surfaced. Dawn Richard recounted seeing Cassie with a badly swollen eye, an injury Cassie tried to conceal with sunglasses at a Central Park event. Richard wore sunglasses too, she said, in solidarity. A powerful image. Yet, legal analysts quickly pointed out a critical fact. Diddy was not on trial for domestic violence. While the images and stories were brutal and awful, Questions arose about their direct relevance to the specific charges at hand. Was the prosecution strategically using this emotionally charged evidence to dirty him up in the eyes of the jury, hoping it would influence their decisions on other counts? It was a risky gambit that some felt could backfire if jurors felt manipulated. Then came Carrie Morgan, Cassie Ventura's former best friend, whose testimony introduced yet another tangent.
Ventura's best friend Carrie Morgan also took the witness stand, and she described 2 assaults she claims she witnessed. Morgan testified that she suggested Ventura leave Combs, but then Ventura answered she couldn't because Combs, quote, controlled everything, unquote.
Diddy's alleged intense jealousy over Cassie's interactions with actor Michael B. Jordan during a film shoot in South Africa. Morgan stated Diddy became extremely jealous over perceived flirtation, though she herself saw nothing concrete. This, coupled with mentions of Cassie's own supposed jealousy towards Kim Porter, left many wondering. What did these personal dramas and jealous rages have to do with interstate transportation of sex workers, coercion, or racketeering? The connection felt unclear, adding to a growing sense that the prosecution's narrative was, as one commentator put it, all over the place. Indeed, the prosecution's strategy was becoming a central topic of debate. Testimony about an employee at Bad Boy working 20-hour days, 6 days a week for instance, while indicative of a demanding boss, seemed to have little bearing on the specific criminal charges. The jury was being inundated with disparate pieces of information, and the challenge for the prosecution was to weave these threads into a coherent and compelling story that directly supported the indictment. A good case, many believe, unfolds like a well-told story, with a clear beginning, middle, and end. So far, that clarity seemed elusive, with the narrative frequently veering outside the lines of the actual charges. While it's still early days, and the prosecution, led by a prosecutor known for powerful closing arguments, may yet tie everything together, the current presentation felt fragmented. The defense, meanwhile, was capitalizing on every perceived inconsistency and tangential piece of evidence, working to sow doubt about the more serious enterprise-level accusations. The courtroom drama vividly illustrated the core conflict. A series of damning allegations versus a robust defense determined to dismantle them, questioning not just the facts, but the very framework of the prosecution's case. With such profound accusations surfacing, and the prosecution's narrative under scrutiny, the central question remains: can an empire, built on an image of untouchable success, withstand such a relentless storm when the very charges are being so fiercely contested? The legal battles are far from over, and more revelations may yet emerge. But the path to conviction on the most serious counts appears fraught with challenges, leaving everyone to ponder the complex realities unfolding behind the headlines.